Good evening and welcome back, travelers, for episode 50.
Yeah, I was just in the chat telling everyone, like, I don't know how we made it here, but we did.
Somehow, and you guys have only lost one person.
Brains and imagination and alcohol.
And that would be Small Ross. Actually, no, technically, I mean, you guys all know, outside of game, he's not dead, so you guys haven't really lost anybody. And you have lost Igor.
And we lost the old man.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And you lost Appleton.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Is that his name?
yeah,
Old man wasn't his name?
his name was remember? You don't actually remember his name?
No, I didn't.
It was Esther.
Esther.
Esther
Oh,
Appleton.
yeah, I remember.
Esther Appleton. I just want to die at sea. And he was a millionaire. So
Was, and now we're...
yeah, I don't know if Jez remembers, but she has his basically his deed to his estate.
Jess remembers. Jaden doesn't.
Jez remembers. Jaden does not.
Jess is just like...
If you guys notice that we also have a crispy, clean new overlay, thanks to Jaden.
I thought you were saying audio. I was like, I don't know about that.
Crispy new overlay, thanks to Jaden, and it looks really nice. I am here in my tiny box. Eventually, I will get a better camera, and you guys won't have to. Literally, my camera is like right here. It's right in front of me in my hand. Boom. But do you guys have any questions or anything? What do you guys want to say before we start the episode? It's episode 50. What do you guys think of the story and the travel so far?
It's great to be here, still alive.
Okay. I think everyone's glad to be alive, but
Draven, probably not.
Draven could
He's
care.
he's on the fence.
He could care less.
He's riding a thin line. I remember his name.
I just-
Congratulations.
Really appreciate the good times, good friends, and the really hot goth tiefling bards we've met along the way.
You're welcome.
Huh.
No one feels the
I
same.
really enjoyed that threesome I had earlier in the season.
Oh, we're gonna talk about threesomes then. Here we go. All right. Same.
That I didn't have, that someone stole from me.
You mean the two very, very straight raiders that you tried picking up on?
Oh my gosh.
You know they were straight.
True, you didn't. So I will give you kudos for going up and being like, I don't give a crap. I'm gonna give it my shot.
Apparently they didn't want my spoon.
They did not want your spoon.
They didn't even use spoons.
One of them couldn't even understand you. One of them didn't even speak common.
I'm just here, doing my thing.
All right. So, I guess without further ado, we can go ahead and
Also, we have cupcakes.
we do have cupcakes to celebrate.
We didn't send you guys any, but
We
you
didn't
can
send you
pretend
guys.
That you're eating something
Hopefully,
with us.
we do send you virtual cupcakes,
They have
and
sprinkles.
in the future, maybe we'll send you guys all real. Well, that'd be something, right? Like you sell
Even
cup,
for us to send them actual
not
cupcakes?
send them, but like sell cupcakes on the website.
Non-biased point of view, if I was just watching a stream that also advertises that it's a cult and someone sent me cupcakes from that stream, I'd be concerned.
Fair enough. We'll go ahead and just. Fair enough.
Just don't check the ingredients. There definitely won't be rat poison.
No, none at all.
Wait, what am I eating?
You can trust us.
A cupcake. Rain said he wants to know when Ridker will make an appearance before we.
I know, Rain, when are you coming into town?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Ridker was a Pathfinder character, and will most likely not be involved in this story. However, Rain did create a character for a particular charity stream that we did,
Good.
and I believe Yoke also made a character as well.
Shout out to Yoke.
They did. When are those characters? I forgot about that.
Yes.
When's
and
that happening?
I specifically
oh my
said.
god, is Rain the hot bard?
I specifically
Good for
said.
you.
He does know how to. He does like to show people how to play the ukulele.
I did say during that charity stream that there was no guarantee when they were going to show up, but they would at some point. I just want to make sure it fits the story naturally, especially because I didn't know the concepts of what people were making. Like, D&D, you can make some pretty far out characters. I mean, we saw your Tortolan, so, or not Tortolan, that's from World of Warcraft. What are they called in?
Turtles.
Turtles. That's right.
Oh my god, that was my favorite character you've ever made.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
I'm gonna be frankly honest with you. I don't even know if turtles are in my universe yet. I just don't even know where I would put them.
In the water, probably.
Well, some of them are not water-based.
Oh, and we should probably bring up, for anyone who may not know, especially on YouTube, that Kaz, the player Elijah, will not be joining us.
That's true. That's true.
in
So
the future.
anyone, if you guys are curious, Kaz, which was played by Elijah, he's no longer going to be playing. He just wants to step away from streaming. It's not really his thing, so we completely understand. No falling out between. We're all still friends. Everything like
just
that.
hung out the other day, actually.
Yeah. But, so Kaz will remain a NPC, and there's going to be a fast forward on events that I had planned for his character. So you will all see them tonight for our 50th episode. Now, if anyone has anything else left,
We talked about the cupcakes. That's important.
yes.
I already ate mine.
Yes, it's
think-
the wrappers over there.
I feel like there's something else I want to tell you guys. Oh. Where are we working on Captain Camarilla here soon, right?
Yeah.
Captain Camarilla 3?
Winter is quickly leaving us as we already went into spring, and as it's starting to get warmer where we live, it's making filming outside easier, and also locations easier to find. So we will be picking up some filming for Captain Camarilla, and we're also going to be picking up more cinematic shorts for Vampire, so you guys should be looking out for that.
And speaking of vampire,
Yes.
we will be continuing Chicago at Night. Quentin, unfortunately, is going to have to ST.
I
So
I
he's not-
have now earned the belt, the championship belt of Forever DM.
Yeah. Sorry,
the
bud.
heavyweight of Forever DM.
I'm learning,
Yeah.
though, so I can run games.
I have come to the conclusion that I will never play Dungeons and Dragons unless I'm sitting here. But without further ado, I think it's time to start. Roll to save, traveler. This is a death attack.
Times 50.
Times
Wait,
50.
maybe not times 50. Wait. Yes.
Times 50 death attack.
Now, when we last left off, you had just made your way to the beach and worked your way around the portion of the island, discovering the butchery that has taken place. Tuchigal soldiers dismembered, flayed, strung up. An act of savagery and brutality is not common to most. Many places would consider something like this completely barbaric, bordering even war crimes. So, we are going to pick up right there on the sands. You've all just witnessed the amount of flesh and meat that was just hauled away by a unknown pirate, walking deeper into the darkness of the island. Right now, it is still currently night. The sky, however, though, is clear. The twinkling bright stars, almost too beautiful for this macabre scene that is before you. The ripe stench of blood is in the air. The foul, stagnant stench of the sea. And of course, the smoldering, burning embers still thick over the water. What would our Widowmakers like to do?
The last thing we heard was that there was something. He said there's someone else on the island or something to go look for him, right?
Well, that was another scene somewhere else.
Oh, we didn't hear it.
You didn't hear that. Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, shit. All right, where are we at?
We are looking at, currently, we're looking at a lot of really fucked up
Where
stuff.
you're at on the beach is where ships have been docked. There's currently one ship that is still there, and you know that there is another ship just a little bit further down the beach line. But there's also the remains and the smoldering wood and drift that is currently floating up onto the shore, onto the sand. This currently soaked in blood.
Where do we go from here?
And you said we saw the pirate. We can't tell who it was. We saw him walking off.
Yeah, you just notice that they showed up with what looked like a burlap sack.
All right.
And filled it with body parts, and they walked further into the island.
How many people are with us?
Well, you all brought Babak. I believe you brought Marigold, and I believe you brought... Was that it? It's Babak,
I feel like there was more.
Marigold. You have Kaz.
Was it the three of us?
I believe that was just the three of you. It was everyone who was able to move stealthily, besides Father.
I don't think you're like I'm gonna have to say here, Lavender, but I think you might need to do your animal thing and see where that guy's going.
You're right, I really don't like that. But
I can't think of it. Can you guys think of anything else?
Notice that Kaz speaks up and kind of looks at the sand. The barbarism here is disgusting.
I would have an idea of who this would be, right? Does it look like any of them were flayed or anything like that?
You do know that Shriever is known to be rather brutal in his dealings. He has got a reputation. His skullduggery and his tactics are less than pleasant. He also... There have been rumors throughout the Strand that Shriever is also a cannibal.
Okay. I mean, so is that something you can do? I believe in you. I think you can do it.
yeah, I can't do it. Fine, I'll do it.
Maybe Fulmer can get really small and ride on your back or something.
I would prefer him not to ride on my back.
Marigold. So, what exactly is the plan here? Are we just going to go look and see what's going on?
We're not gonna do anything. Lavender's gonna go look.
So what, we just wait here on the
Yeah,
beach?
we'll be here.
Maybe you
I mean, look at all that. You just want us to waltz out on the beach?
Is the other ship that we saw, is it near us? Or is that versus where we are?
There is a ship right where you're at. That's the Slice and Dice,
Okay.
which Jez knows is Jack's ship.
How about I go do that and you guys can check out the ship? Maybe there's something there that we can use. Maybe burn it?
And the ship looks intact?
Yeah, it's intact.
I feel like there might be, I don't know, pirates on that ship or something. I don't think we should go poking around without knowing.
Okay, fine. I'm going to wild shape into a wolf.
Can anyone not... Oh, wolf.
Yeah.
On a beach?
On a beach, yes.
Oh, is that all you can do?
No, I could turn into a dog. I'm going into a jungle. I need something to be able to track.
Can you guys do any sort of quiet thing, do a quiet song or something, make him quiet? I don't know how it works for you guys.
Marigold. Yeah, I did the same thing to Fulman.
Oh, great. He's right there.
Notice that he pulls out his instrument. Notice that he finds the right tune, and then as he just strums one chord, you see that magical Dwemer shoot through the string and compasses your body. You notice that everything falls silent on you.
Does that mean I can talk now?
Yeah, it does.
He's no longer
He's
concentrating.
not concentrating on you anymore.
I'm gonna try to catch up with the scent of blood, keeping distance.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check. Go ahead and get advantage since you have scent.
Oh shit, that was a 19. What do you... 24? Perception rate, you said? 24.
Okay, you are able to pick up a very thick, ripe iron scent. The smell of blood is thick throughout the air. It's very strong and concentrated here, but you can follow a trail. Do you decide to follow it?
Yeah, but can I? Because you said it's like a jungle, correct? Or
It
like
is a jungle, but there's a clear bush trail that it looks as though people have used on this island.
So can I go off of that trail?
You want to walk into the forest?
Yeah.
Okay. You could go off the trail and just follow it from the side.
Yeah.
As you move into the area, you do not make any noise. However, the brush and anything you touch will. You will still have to make a stealth check. You'll just get to do it with advantage.
With advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Because I got, I don't know if those boots still count, because I have the boots that give me advantage on...
Then you'll have advantage regardless.
Okay. I didn't know if that still count. Oof, that is a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Okay. As you make your way through this jungle foliage, you keep yourself low. And what animal did you go with?
Wolf.
A wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You keep yourself low, and you're trekking your way along. You stop. Your ears sort of perk up. You start to hear the sound of a conversation happening up in the distance. As you continue to push through, you start to see light peering through the weeds and the palm trees. As you get closer, you see a rather open clearing. Could you go ahead and give me another perception check?
This one is an advantage because it's sight, correct?
Correct.
Oof, that is 8.
Okay. Could you now please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, I think mine is plus
Don't say that. Don't say oh
24.
no.
24. Very good. You're able to maintain relatively good composure, for the sight that you are about to see is one that you will remember till the day you die. Mm-hmm. As you make your way closer, the light, those embers of flame, illuminate the brush around you. The smell of meat being cooked fills your nostrils. Your wolf tongue actually begins to salivate. As you look past the tree line, an image can be seen. In the center, a large structure. It appears to be humanoid in shape. It's a statue, maybe even a effigy. The first thing that you notice are large iron spikes driven into it. It looks like a pin doll. Its arms are tight, wrapped around itself, covered in chains. There's not a piece of it that doesn't seem to have some sort of iron spike protruding from it. That's when you hear the blood-curdling screams beginning to be rhymed and echoed throughout the air as you watch as a soldier, appears to be an individual wearing a breastplate, seem to have this boat, almost coned-like helmet. It looks like a conquistador. You can see there appears to be being dragged by his arms up to this effigy. You watch as they raise him up. You see them pick this person up and slam his body into the spikes. You watch as another one holds the individual's mouth shut as they scream in pain. You see iron spikes being driven through his hands, his legs, his shoulders, until he is deceased. You see that there's other pieces of body parts on this effigy: arms, legs, heads. It is drenched in blood. At first, something you may have thought was rust. You see the pirates, they scream and they holler. You watch as they cry out in joy. The same pirates that just impaled this man on this effigy, you watch as they pull blades and begin to slice and cut their own flesh, peeling back and flaying their own skin. As you look at this effigy, there is a swelling in your stomach, and it feels like you are coming face to face with pure evil. There's 3 pirates there, by the way,
That I can see.
that you can see, including one of the ones that you
Followed.
followed. It's the one that has the knapsack. You can see that they have what looks like a spit roast with multiple pieces of flesh skewered over an iron rod that is currently set over an open fire.
And is there like a visible way that it continues that I could just see without having to move? Like, because you said it looked like people have gone through this brush multiple times.
Yeah, you
bleeding
can
in.
actually see multiple trails from around here. The trail that entered into this clearing is not the only one. You can spot 3 other ones. It's almost like this is a 4-way point.
I want to look at the other ones, but my better judgment is like kind of follow the other ones. But I'm going to go back to the others before I do anything,
Okay?
because I don't want to get to a point where I cannot protect myself.
After about 10 minutes, you see Lavende return. This wolf form emerges from the brush.
I'm just going to get out of my wolf form and kind of just sit there and like look at the ground. No, I've seen a lot of really not very good things on this trip, but these guys like to rip their own skin off. So I watched. There was only 3 of them, but
You only saw 3.
yeah.
How many do I know is on his crew? Last I heard.
You know that he's got a crew probably about 19, 20 maybe.
Where the fuck are the rest of them? You checked only one part of the ship, or you checked multiple parts?
Well, I went down the path to see where that guy went.
What do you mean they were ripping their own flesh off?
They were cutting themselves and like peeling their face off,
They're very masochistic.
and it.
So
they,
the Celadon Rippers is not just a
no.
cheeky name.
Yeah, they have a reputation for being cannibals, it's hearsay, but, I believe it.
That's
Yeah,
quite
they-
fucked up.
They put, I assume, one of the guys from the ship that is burning up on the thing and just like started driving nails into his hands and his arms and
Well,
then started cutting their own face.
I don't want any of us to be that person, so let's be careful. Last I heard he had a crew of 19, so curious that there's only 3 that you saw.
There was 3 other paths, but I figured I wanted to check them, but I figured what I saw, I should not do that by myself.
So we should be on high alert because there could be a few of his men roaming around right now.
Right. What is our goal here? Do we get out of here, or are we going to take care of them?
I really want to take care of them, but...
After what I saw, I think we really should take care of them.
Yeah, but we could be outnumbered is the issue here.
I mean, we're always going to be outnumbered.
Well, we do have the element of surprise. They don't know we're here yet.
We don't think that they know we're here.
I think if they knew we were here, they would, make their move sooner.
Unless they're planning an elaborate ambush.
Now you just sound paranoid, Jess.
I will say that they
It
weren't
could be anywhere.
They weren't talking about any kind of ambush. They were just more like screaming to the sky.
Oh, they're doing like one of those blood orgies or something.
I-
What about those?
don't know. That
You
doesn't.
think Draven's into that? That's not the time, I'm sorry.
What?
No, it's not the time,
I'm
Jez.
sorry, I'm sorry.
All right. Babak. Yes. How about you and I, maybe we use our guile and we make a scouting run.
Whoa, you mean, why just Babak for guile? I have loads of guile.
I'm just saying that
Why am I excluded?
Babak and I may have some experience in
I'm overflowing with guile.
human personnel removal. I'm just saying that there are specific traits of. Babak sort of cuts Kaz off. Assassin is the word you were looking for.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'm not good at that.
Yes. In all politeness.
Well, I mean, what do you propose? Because I was thinking of a smoke 'em out technique.
Well, after all, I'm just the quartermaster. You are the captain. So whatever you want to do.
Oh, continue. What was that the full plan? Just sneak in and assassinate them all?
Well, if Lavenday's saying that there's 3 of them here, they must have scouts out here to raise alarms. Now, Babak and I could easily take care of 3 without making any noise. If there's more like that, the more we can chip away at their numbers before we start the main fight, it's probably for the best.
That sounds good to me. Do you need help?
Again, Babak and I have the experience of elimination without collateral. You, on the other hand, Fulner, are only collateral.
But I do take people out.
Correct. And then some.
Alright.
So the fuck are we supposed to do? Just sit here?
No, I would suggest start trying to find wherever the fuck Jack is.
He wasn't on the ship. Do I remember? And I've seen Jack, so I know what he looks like.
Yeah. You
So
know,
I'm gonna describe what he looks like to Lavenday,
so
and so see if one of the 3 pirates was him.
Jess
What?
describes someone that's probably
I'm so
about
confused.
I didn't go on the ship, by the way.
individual is probably about 6'4", completely shaved head, shaved eyebrows, almost no body hair. Usually is shirtless, like almost like a Victor Zaz, covered in
That's
scars.
what I pictured.
Very unsettling, and is never caught without his trademark machete.
And I assume that they have a similar appearance, but they wouldn't be.
No, none of the individuals even match close to that
Oh,
resemblance.
really?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't see any of them. None of them looked really like that.
So yeah, there's definitely more of them around here somewhere because he's with them.
Like I said, there was 3 other paths that I could have taken, but I didn't feel safe enough. Seeing what they do,
Could have been in his quarters. Oh, nowhere else.
You see
shit.
Kaz's ears sort of perk. Someone's coming. And as soon as this happens, he looks at everyone. Hide! And
okay, I guess
Is
I'll
there a
stealth.
tree?
you're right next to the beach. You're on the beach, but you're right next to the brush line. So you could easily jump into the brush, hide within the cover of darkness.
I don't want to jump because I don't want to make noise, but I'll gently glide.
Just
Could everyone please give me a stealth check?
21.
I want to cast invisibility on myself.
21.
Oh my
21.
god, here we go.
21.
8. I don't glide, I probably don't glide very well.
Trip over.
You were gliding.
Trip over a piece of sand. Just one.
Do I need to roll if I have invisibility?
Yes, you do.
Do I have advantage?
You just get advantage.
15.
Taking 15. And that is 19 altogether.
Okay. The group manages to move their way over to the brush line. in a few moments, you hear the sound of footsteps crunching through the sand as two pirates seem to make their appearance. You see them looking. Wow. Jack already took care of Barbosa, so now it's time for us to, scuttle this ship. Wait now. Not yet. Barbosa's known for all those animals, right? Yeah, what of it? Why don't we see if he has any exotics? Maybe we can take him over to the pit. Have some fun with some of these soldiers. I like that idea. Alright, let's bring the ship, see if he's got any animals. If he does, we'll chain him up, take him to the pit. I'm sure Jack would like that.
How many are there?
2.
Just 2?
You notice that they
We should make a scene on the beach. It's on the beach.
continue passing you, and it looks like they're making their way away from where you're all at and pushing towards the ship that's just down the beach line. You recognize, talking about Barbosa, that's the way it sounds like Jack is flipped on Barbosa.
What do I look out? Do I notice his ship out there? And
Yeah, that other ship looks like Barbosa's ship.
it's still intact?
Yeah, looks like it.
Should we go after them?
Do I start... If I look across the beach at all, like the bodies and stuff, I'm assuming those are Barbosa's men then.
No, the bodies that you're seeing on the beach look more like Tuchigal soldiers.
How many men does Barbosa have?
You know that Barbosa has somewhere around 20 men?
Did they walk off yet?
Yeah, looks like they're quite a ways away now.
Kaz.
Yes!
Change of plans. We need to change our strategy here. I think you should, instead of sneaking onto their boat, maybe sneak onto Barbosa's boat and let them know what happened. If they're still there. We should probably scope that out instead of going right for the throat.
What it sounded to me was all that's left might be the animals.
If he has almost 20 men. Where the fuck are the 20 men then if they're all dead?
Unless there was a mutiny. And that means Jack has 40 men now.
See, I know we're all fucked up individuals, but I don't feel like they would do a mutiny for that guy. I mean, you see,
Unless I had no other choice, maybe.
we should probably scope it out and see what's going on.
Alright,
If that's the case, then we have more than 19 people to worry about. We have almost 40 people to worry about.
Alright, Babak and I then will go and check out the ship. We all need to figure out, I would assume that they must be set up at the fort then, right?
They could be set up anywhere.
Well, that would be the most fortified place. Why would he not use the fort?
What are they fortifying against?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Right, Babak, let's go. Watch as Kaz and Babak quickly leap out of the brush and head down the beach line, leaving the three of you and Marigold. Marigold looking towards all of you. I really thought we had a good plan, and now I don't think we have a good plan.
No, because things keep popping up.
We should really start trying to
Well, it's
plan
really,
better.
it is really,
Yeah, keep your voice down.
it is really hard to come up with a plan without all the information, you know.
Yep, you know what? That is a good point there, Fauna. That is a good point. Although, maybe in the future we start
Doing more recon.
a little bit more recon.
I mean,
Hey, that's what we're doing now. Look at that.
So did I recognize the two guys that walked off as two of the other guys that were?
Yeah.
So, I hopefully there's only one guy left there now, because two of those guys were over there. And their faces were.
You recognize them?
It's hard not to.
Well, you only saw them on one part of the ship, right?
Were they on the ship?
What are you talking about?
The two guys you saw when you went to check out Jack's ship.
No, that was on the beach.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was.
so we don't even know what's going on the ship.
Yeah, we went to the. I went to follow the guy who was dragging the body parts, and then it led me to where the effigy was. So there might only be one guy there. We can at least take one guy. I don't
So-
like. It looks like they.
We need to start thinking of strategies for two outcomes here. Alright? One outcome, Barbosa's men don't know that they killed the captain. The other outcome, they helped with the process and they're involved.
All three, they're all dead.
Where would they be if they're all dead?
They're all literally body
It's
parts
20
all over
men.
this place.
It's that's the
There was so much
Tuchel
blood.
there's Tuchel soldiers falling out.
So there's a lot of blood in the water too.
And I could smell it everywhere, pretty much.
Well, there are also sunken ships that probably had men on it from Tuchel. So, I'm going to place bets. I have money. If you want to do bet right now,
And
there's nothing else to do.
correct me if I'm wrong. We don't like either of them, right?
I don't like either of them.
Why not? I don't know. We just torched the fuck out of both their boats.
That was part of my plan.
All right, listen, all right. Jack and his men, I'm fine. Let them burn. They're gross. They'll try to eat us. Barbosa, though, since Barbosa's dead, those are men for the taking from my cause. If it's possible.
Do you want? Okay.
They're experienced.
We should find out if they mutinied.
That's what we're doing.
Because that's a hard word to say in Cockney. Well, we should probably find out if they did betray him, because I don't think you really want people under you that was prone to betrayal.
I already have people on my ship that betrayed me, so...
Who?
Bricka?
Alright, never.
I mean, you kind of have a hole in your argument with that.
No, do I? She said plural. And
Also, I will say that Barbosa's men are a bunch of fucking slavers, so fuck them.
Right, you agree with me then?
I'm saying that I wouldn't want to sail with them.
Alright.
So you are on his side.
Well, I mean, I don't want to sail with you, but here we are. The great thing about piracy is you never really like the people you have to sail with, so...
I like you guys.
Is that a thing about pirates? I didn't think that was a
Typically,
thing about
yeah,
pirates.
typically. You don't like most other people that you have to deal with. And you guys are alright, I guess.
That is better than hating us.
Alright.
I don't hate you. I don't hate you. I don't hate you.
I'll take it.
I'm undecided about Kaz. But other than that, yeah, everyone's just kind of there. Bruca I hate. Could do without her.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just go tell Draven that you don't like him.
Well, let's just not jump to conclusions here,
I
alright?
already saw.
Listen,
This thirsty bitch. You think I'm not gonna try?
you think you can try?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I think he may respect another bard's viewpoint.
Oh, he's out
I
of your
plan on
league,
showing
bud.
him
He's
many
out of your
viewpoints.
He's really out of your league. I wouldn't do it. Don't embarrass yourself. In front of all these people, they're gonna be
We've
stuck
only
with on
known him
sea.
for a day. What
The
are you guys
college
talking
he is
about?
from, they're all quite strange.
Alright.
Just
You know what
Oh,
else
so then
is?
the odds he might like him because he's strange.
You know what else is
maybe.
strange? The fact that we're talking about this when there are people who are cutting their faces off.
I'm trying to avoid what's happening right now, alright? So
It's
stay
called
sane.
gallows humor,
You need to
alright?
stay level-headed, alright? I'm not gonna just sit here and stare at the bodies and just think about what's going on around me. I'm gonna wait until I have to, okay? For
I
now,
mean, when we take a few steps into that brush over there, you're going to have to, because it is pretty messed
yeah,
up.
so I'm gonna wait till I have to. Right now, I don't have to, so I'm not going to, because I avoid my problems. Is that weird? Did I say something weird? You all do that, right?
Pulls out his
It's not just me? Oh, hey, what are you doing? Hey,
Nothing.
what are you
Nothing.
doing? What are you
I'm
writing?
not doing anything, Captain.
I'm gonna try to snatch the book.
Go
I'm
ahead,
making a lot of noise right now.
give me a sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay.
Sleight of hand. That is a 22.
You managed to snatch it out of his hand?
What is it?
It says, you dumb bitch.
What does it say?
I knew you were
What
gonna
kind,
do
what kind of book is it?
It's like a journal.
I'm gonna rip the page out.
Gonna rip the page out, okay.
I'm gonna throw it on the ground and step on it.
I have more of these. Picks it up.
You would have more, you fucking nerd. Alright.
So now I'm a nerd.
What's a nerd?
What is happening? Why are we not? Should we just leave and just forget this thing ever happened?
No,
That
we
is
stay
all-
here because I could get men out of this.
And we have to wait for Kaz and Bach to get back.
Oh, I guess that too.
Or not? I'm very confused on how this operation is going.
There are animals
too.
on the ship?
But I'm gonna avoid it. Yeah, I didn't hear them talking. There's animals on the ship. They're talking about putting in a pit to fight or something. For entertainment, I'm assuming.
Pit. Where would they have a pit here?
Probably with the fortresses.
Okay.
Probably with some sort of like jail pit or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe that's where we find some crew. Because maybe they're forcing people to fight each other.
Alright, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves right now. Let's just figure out the ship thing and then we can talk about the fort thing and then go from there.
The pit thing.
Or we just leave.
Maybe I can help on, what is his name? The one with the animals? Barbosa?
Barbosa.
Maybe I can help on this
You hear
ship.
the sound of sand crunching coming from down the beach line.
Everybody shut up.
As you'll stop talking and sort of hunker back down into the brush. As Jez tries to control her laughter, you hear and see two shadowy figures returning from Barbosa's ship, at least that direction. There you see those two pirates. Notice that one of them has a large chain wrapped around him. The other one seems to be carrying nothing. You notice that they show up and they kind of are both quiet. They both look at each other and you hear one of them start to speak. Jez! Jez!
Who's it sound like?
Sounds like Kaz. Jez! Are you there?
Yeah, what's happening?
Alright.
Are you in a tree right now? You're supposed to be on the fucking boat.
No, you can see it's the pirate speaking. But it sounds like Kaz.
What is an amazing disguise?
What the fuck?
It's magic, you dunce!
What?
Alright, me and Babak took care of the two pirates. Barbosa's ship is a ghost town. There's nothing there. All the cages were empty too. But we found these animal chains. And I was thinking,
Now's not the time.
for thinking, this is exactly the
No,
time.
the chains.
No, not that.
We're gonna swing me again.
No, I'm saying, you idiots, listen to me.
Hey, don't be rude.
You know what we could do? Well,
Let Lavende turn into yes.
yes.
I know. That's why I brought the chains.
We think alike, can't we, May?
That way, Babak and I can infiltrate into the fort and bring Lavende with us.
See, about
What do we
that,
do?
about that, usually I can only do that a couple of times a day, and
Uh-oh.
we've already turned into a shark. You forget I turned into a shark.
So you're saying that you're out of your nature juice?
Yes.
How can you get more?
Alright.
Usually I could do it if I sleep a lot.
We can, so where are we going? This is a fortress, I'm assuming that's where everyone is? That's where they're taking everyone?
Yes. Well. Wait a minute. I can go back to the ship. I can get Petra. Last night she showed me she is a very capable wizard. I'm sure she might be able to use the same spells that Lavene has. She can transform into an animal. We can still do the same plan.
That sounds fine with me, Captain.
Well, explain to me though why we're hooked on the animal bit.
I just figured it was a way we could get into the fort.
I mean, you're already disguised like his man, why don't you just walk in?
Yeah, but this way we'll have something to do, somewhere to go.
And it sounded like they were expecting to come back with an animal or two, perhaps.
But there were no animals on there?
No, shit was cleared. It's a ghost
So then
town.
won't that be weird if we show up with a random animal?
Well, though, these two idiots didn't realize there wasn't animals on the ship, so I don't think the rest of them know either.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I thought you said there was animals on the ship. Why would there not be animals on the ship?
Apparently they forgot. I don't know.
Or maybe Barbosa wasn't expecting to be heading to a port anytime soon. Assuming those animals can't be too friendly to keep on the ocean for very long.
Alright, I'm tired of talking. I want action. Just go get Petra or whatever her name is.
Right.
Have her turn into a bird. I don't fucking care. Let's just get in there. No, so what are we gonna do?
Sent around.
I would assume that you're ready to follow us, and once we go in there, maybe Babak and I will create a distraction.
Oh, you need a distraction. Do we
No,
need it?
no.
Get all the fucking columns on the ship, right?
No.
Where is it then?
Do you see it in my hand? Is it a threat to you right now? No.
But
It's
that's
on
not-
your person, because if it's on your person, it's a fucking
It's
threat.
in my bag. And my bag is in another dimension of some sorts.
Your
So-
bag is on your back. Not
Alright,
in the-
alright. Just go get
The
Petra.
contents of it.
Alright, let's go.
Oh
You notice
my
that
goodness.
Babak and Kaz both exit, where Marigold's sitting there kind of... Well, that was fun.
Alright, so now we have two possibilities. Either his men are dead. Well, there's more than two possibilities. Barbosa's men are either dead, or they're prisoners at the fortress, or they're all just best pals at the fortress and fucking around. So then if that's the option that we have to deal with, then I say we leave.
Well, after we torch the
And maybe
boats.
and crash the boat down to the fucking ocean while
Because
we're at it.
if we just strand them here,
Yeah,
wouldn't they
just
just
leave
eat each other?
That is a very good point.
That's
They
a
do.
very good. That's a good point, Fauna.
I think I like that.
I
I don't
like
want
that.
to
In
deal with
fact, I
people.
have some really good ideas every once in a while. Thank you.
I do.
That was a really
need-
good idea, Jez. I'm
I do
glad
need
that
to
you
get a
thought
piece
of it.
of both those captains though before I leave.
That is true. And also, didn't we want to figure out where Calypso was going?
Wouldn't it be on the ship, maybe?
And if Barbosa's not alive, then that's if he's not being held captive. Kind of sort of jumping the gun on that, but if...
I thought they said they took care of Barbosa.
Well, so we're gonna jump with the assumption that Barbosa's dead. That means Jack's the only one on the island that would know where Calypso's going or doing.
I mean, we could check the ship. We found
So
other things.
it's interrogation time.
I think that's what we want, is to interrogate Jack.
But here's the thing. If Barbosa's men are with Jack's men now, that's 40 plus people that we can't deal with. A better option would be just to fucking leave.
Jez, I've seen this crew deal with 1,000 crab people.
Yeah, they're
I don't think the
We
crab
also- we
people
also had,
equate
like-
to people who teared their faces off.
we also had like cannons and shit for that one. So it
We
wasn't
have
just
We have
us.
cannons as well.
Not magic ones.
I could get the ship, or tell at least Barry that we can get the ship pulled around, face the fort. If we wait for a signal, or if we hear an alarm, then we can start firing the cannons at the fort.
You don't think they'll have cannons themselves at the fort?
If they're busy with you, they won't be waiting for something on the ocean.
I don't like this. Alright, let's just stop. Let's just stop and figure out first what we're dealing with. And then we can argue.
I mean, we can look at the ships first and see if maybe we don't have to do any of this. Maybe he has a note. We've had that happen before. And we obviously don't need to go to the Barbosa boat because there's nothing there.
It seems risky.
High risk, high reward.
It all sounds really risky.
At
to be
some point,
honest.
we're gonna have to stop playing it safe.
Yes.
That's all I know how to do. Alright.
And like Jez said, we need at least something from both of those captains.
I hate this whole situation.
Think of it like this: if we do take care of them, that's 2 less crews that we have to deal with in the in the fight against Calypso.
Also a valid point.
Well, I'm not going on either of those ships, so...
Alright, so we just leave the ships as they are. Focus on wherever Jack's at.
Could possibly ask Tinsel to rig up a bomb of some kind for both of the boats for when we jet out of there.
Yeah, like I said, let's figure out what's going on, and then we can go from there.
I have a question about Tinsel. How many bombs can he actually make? What supplies do we have for that?
I don't know. That's something for him to answer. I know if he had not raw mana, but refined mana, he can make some pretty big bombs. But that's not exactly easy to come by.
Well, damn. Say we could also use him, set up traps, set up bombs around the fort.
I definitely want to keep him on the ship as much as possible, at least for a while. He did just come back from the dead.
Fair enough. I'm sure the little tyke doesn't really want to take the big sleep again. Alright, so we're just gonna wait for Kaz and Babak to get back then?
That's all we can do.
Alright. Notice that about 15 minutes passes, and when this occurs, you see both Babak and Kaz returning. You see that he has the chains, and there's a rather large leopard attached to the other side of the chain. All right, here we are. We have Petra being a good kitty. You just look towards the leopard. You can see the leopard kind of looks up towards everyone as soon as it does. All right, well, Kaz told me about the plan, so I think we can...
To confirm, the plan is you're just gonna go in there.
We're going to go in and find out where Jack is. Hopefully all of you can follow along behind us.
Do you have an escape plan if they just try to kill the tiger right there?
Yes, I'm going to teleport us out of there.
Alright, that sounds fine.
That's not the tiger.
Because here's what I'm thinking. You all go in there, scout out the whole place, see how many people we're dealing with, what kind of cannons they may have, any kind of defense they have. Let us know through that weird air talking thing that you do, Kaz. Can you do that?
Sure, I can,
Air talk? Can you do the air talk thing? Are you out of air talk juice?
yeah, I can send a message.
Cool.
Don't we all talk with the air?
No, we breathe it. Let's not do that right now. All right. So then when you do that, what I'm thinking is... Have we seen the fort yet?
You saw the fort when you came up to the island, which it was pretty well lit.
How is it placed on the island? Is it surrounded by water, or is there only water on one side?
It's water on one side.
Okay. Okay.
So where Barbossa's ship is, further down the beach line, you would see it if you went down that way. It's basically on a little alcove on the northeast portion of the island.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm starting to be okay with the idea of getting on Jack's ship and seeing who was on there. If most of his men are in the fortress, we can just hijack his ship.
No, I don't think there's anyone on Jack's ship.
Okay, then we can hijack Jack's ship, Barbossa's ship, because you said that was empty also.
Yeah, it's also empty.
Bring our ship up, and just start blasting.
Oh, with all three?
All three.
I mean, that
Okay.
technically,
So you just want to do that instead of us going in?
No, you go in. If you die, you die.
Oh, and then
I'm kidding. You go in, you
so
let us
you
know.
want us to go in and then start shooting us with cannons?
I was kidding. All right. You go in, you figure out what we're dealing with, and if it comes to that, if all of Barbossa's men are now with Jack's men and we're severely outnumbered, then we can do the hijacking scenario.
Okay.
Because then we also have the possibility of Barbosa's men's being prisoners in there as well, so then we have to figure out another plan, so...
Understood. Alright, well, then what I will do is I will give you all 30 minutes. Babak and I and Petra will make our way to the fort. After 30 minutes, we're gonna go in. If you see a flare, start firing.
Just anywhere?
On the fort.
Or if we hit you?
We'll have to manage. Just do it.
You're okay with us hitting you, but not the ship cannons hitting you?
No,
The flare is we're not going to be able to get out.
Okay, alright.
Understood.
Crystal.
Just that Babak and Kaz, Petra, take off into the forest. Alright then, I guess we have to go and get on the ship.
Which ship?
I can go double check the Barbosa one. If
Well, we
they're-
should probably bring our ship, sail it around, and then have the crew hop over that way. One person can't sail these ships. Too big.
Alright.
Let's make our way back to the ship.
Ugh, I bet Jack's ship is so disgusting on the inside, but it smells like rotten flesh. It's probably sticky. Dibs on not going on that
He
one.
definitely seems like someone that would have a sticky ship.
Yeah, like blood sticky.
The short amount of time it takes you all to travel back to your vessel, you managed to get back up onto that, because I believe you all took a small little raft as well to the beach. You get back on that, sail it back to your ship, and as you get back up, you notice that Barry looks confused, like, Captain, what's going on?
What do you mean?
Well, Kaz was just here, we almost fucking had a heart attack, didn't even look like Kaz.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that to us.
He
too.
took Petra, she turned into a giant cat.
Yeah.
What do
Well,
we...
she only turned into a giant cat because Lavender can't turn into a giant dog.
Sorry.
If that clarifies anything, probably not.
What do you want us to do, Captain?
We're gonna take this ship, we'll take our ship, and we're gonna sail it around to Jack and Barbosa's ship, where we're going to split up so we can take all 3 ships over to the fortress.
They left their fucking ships empty.
Apparently, Barbosa's ship is empty for sure.
Those fucking idiots, alright.
Well, they probably weren't expecting. Now I'm paranoid. What if they were? This is elaborate setup.
Captain, you're getting very paranoid recently. And I think...
Do you blame me? Do you blame me?
Alright, it's good to be critical. I'll get you that, but, maybe... Oh no, now you send me mixed signals. I don't know. What do you want us to do then?
We're doing it. I'm just paranoid about it. I'm gonna be freaking the fuck out the whole time.
Then I'll go on the Grove ship, and you can go on the
That
Barbosa.
helps. I'll stay on my ship.
I mean that works too. Fauna can go with the animals or whatever.
You notice that
You good with animals?
Barry gives a whistle.
Animals.
You notice the crew begins to start splitting up. Get the rigging ready. Your ship slowly and silently begins to sail back around the island. As it stops at the
What?
slice and dice.
I remember if you said, was there a way to make the ship invisible with that sea diamond, or was it just to go underwater?
Go underwater.
Okay, never mind.
Notice that as the ship makes its way over, you notice that Lamende, Hakan, looks like Marigold, hop over onto the other ship. You notice that ship continues to sail past that. You make your way over to Barbosa's ship, the Fathom's Grasp. And as soon as you make your way there, that's when you notice that Torgan, Draven, Barry hop over onto the other ship, leaving the rest of the crew here. After that, you can see that both the rigging and the sails have been set for the other 2 ships. Notice that Barry begins taking the Fathom's Grasp and leading it, moving it north. Do you follow?
I want my ship to be the last one, so it's kind of like the last
So
thing
you're
I
gonna
see.
have him follow them or pass you.
Because I feel like if they see Barbosa and Jack's ship show up, it's gonna be like, what the fuck? But if they see a totally random ship show up, it's gonna be like, oh, shit's going down.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Fair enough. Within a few short minutes, the ships, single file, begin working their way around the island. Soon as you come around the northern east portion of the island, there you can see the illumination of a fort. See it jutting out into the water. Watchtowers are ablaze. And the fort seems to be occupied. However, you don't see anyone on the ramparts. You don't see any guards or scouts or lookouts. It's fairly empty. But you can hear. Give me a perception check, everyone.
Unnatural 20.
It's a 14.
Yeah, I got the 7, I think. Let me just check. 8. 8.
Anyone get over 15?
You did.
Fulner. Very light. Doesn't sound too loud. Sounds like chanting. Sounds like a almost coordinated or in sync chant. It's very deep. It's very low. It's almost guttural. At first he thought maybe it was the waves, but it's very clear it's coming from the fort.
God, man, you hear that?
Yeah, what?
It's just ever so slight, but it sounds like some chanting coming from the fort.
No, I don't hear it. Are you sure you're not hearing things?
No, I hear it.
Was it like a cause of concern or something?
Oh, I don't know. It's
They're probably just being fucking weird. They eat people.
maybe.
Right. Ships have anchored. And they're currently waiting. Is there anything that you would like to do while you're on the ships?
Can I go through the captain's quarters of the Slice and Dice? If there's-
Sure can.
Maybe bring... Who was with me? Hakan?
It was Hakan and I believe Marigold.
Okay. Can I bring Marigold with me?
Sure.
I want to go up to Marigold. While we're waiting, do you mind? Maybe we should go through the captain's stuff. Maybe we could find something that'll help.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Hakan, just look out for a flare. If you see a flare, then just scream for us. Got it.
I'm gonna go in, or at least try to, if it's open.
It's wide open.
Okay, so then I'm gonna start going through stuff and see if there's anything that kind of...
You're a little ahead of yourself. Go ahead and give me
Oh god.
another wisdom save.
The door's a mimic.
Oh my god.
Oh, ships are
That's a 24.
Oh shit.
I got 24. I forgot that this dude is weird.
It's a razor blade door handle.
You open the door, and as you do, you realize that the room is dimly lit. It's only being lit by a single brazier. Fire is burning. It seems to be almost at an ember. But the glow is strong enough to where it illuminates the room. Sound of chains swinging. You look and you see body parts hanging from chains. Cross near that brazier. You look up and you see that figurine covered in iron spikes and nails, daggers, sharp instruments. As you stare on it, you feel that same punch to the stomach. It's nauseating almost. You see Marigold to your side, just, oh my god, what the fuck? And you see his hand start to... What the hell is wrong with my head? You see him...
Are you okay?
Pull out a knife. Well, that... Oh!
I'm
Off a date!
I'm going to grab his hands and like try to pull it.
As you try to pull away from it, you want to give me a strength check.
Oh, I don't have good strength. That is 16.
Okay. As you start to pull, do on it, you watch as the blade starts to slice up the side of his cheek. Ah! Blood, they pull it away!
I'm trying!
And as soon as you hear Marigold scream, you hear the sound of Hakan quickly rush in. As he comes in, he looks and you see him almost go, what? He sees both you two struggling. He grabs his arm, and you watch as he pulls the two away. And you see Marigold be like, I don't know why, but for some reason I just want to cut the shit out of myself. Someone stop it. Hakan, I got a solution. You watch as Marigold hits the ground.
Hakan, what just happened? Why did he do that?
What's that?
What is? I mean, I feel weird looking at it, but what is it?
You watch
It didn't
as
make me want to cut myself.
you see Hakan reach into his shirt, and you watch as he pulls out a pendant. As you see the pendant land onto his chest, you see it looks like a blue-crested shield. Inside appears to be the head of a platinum dragon. You watch as he grabs it, and his eyes begin to fill with platinum radiance. And you see him look towards it. By Bahamut. And you see him bring his hand out. As he casts a spell, you watch as the room, that dense negative energy seems to almost dissipate. You watch as that ember dies and out the room.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that would... Like, it
Let
didn't...
us leave this.
Yeah. And I'm going to help him move Marigold out.
Closes the door.
What was that? I didn't know that did that to people. I wouldn't have gone in there if I've seen that twice now. It didn't do anything like that to me.
What you saw in there is a very old god. At least an altar to one. Things in that nature are best to be left alone.
I agree. If it makes people do that, I agree. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's not your fault. But if that is what is on this island, Kaz, Babakra, Petra are in grave danger.
I agree. They would have had to go by one not very far from where we were. They would have seen that. They would have...
You saw another on the island.
Just... a
Was it
few...
bigger?
Yeah, I saw somebody get lifted on it and then nailed into it.
Damn it. Damn it. You almost watch as he almost moves back and he starts pacing back and forth on the deck.
I need to know what's going on. Hakan.
I can't leave the ship. We have to watch in case.
In case we have to start firing.
Yes.
I saw you fly, right? You can fly?
Yes.
So I can at least man one cannon. At least one is better than none. We did that when we fought the crab people. I can do that again.
All right. I'm gonna fly over to Jez. She needs to know about this.
Watch as he takes his armor off, and you watch as the wings spread out, and he takes off from the deck.
As soon as he leaves, I'm going to go to try wake Marigold up.
Try waking him up.
Marigold, are you okay now? Do you want to cut yourself?
What? Oh, what happened?
You cut yourself in the
bleeding.
face. Don't go in the captain's quarters. That is a bad idea.
My hand's asleep.
Yeah, you saw a thing and you wanted to cut your face. Apparently, it's something really old.
Yes, the weird doll thing. What was that?
I don't know. Hakan said it is a really old god, and I think it made you want to hurt yourself. But he is going to go tell Jez we need to man the cannons by ourselves for right now if anything happens. Two is better than none. I'm
right.
glad that you are not wanting to hurt yourself anymore.
Yes, give me a moment. You watch as he pulls off his headband. You see him kind of patch it up, and you watch as he kind of does this diagonal wrap over his face. All right.
I'm sorry that I put you in there. I didn't know that was what it did to people. That was the second one I saw. I didn't know.
You saw more of them on the island.
Yeah, that was why Hakan is going to go tell Jez. Apparently, Kaz and the other two are going to be in a lot of danger, so I expect we're going to be shooting very soon.
All right. Well, let's get the cannons ready then.
Then let's start getting the cannons.
And as you prep the cannons, Jess, you hear the sound of a heavy thud land onto deck. As you turn, you see Hakan making his way.
Jez, we have a problem.
Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? What's the problem now?
This Shriever, he's worshipping something old, ancient.
Okay.
It's strong. Whatever is on this island, there's something here that's making it strong.
Alright, how's it a problem? What's it doing?
It took control of Marigold.
No.
Damn near slit his own face off.
Oh.
Kaz, Babak, Petra, they are in trouble.
Alright, and what are we supposed to do?
You're the captain.
Well, I don't normally go around dealing with ancient gods, so
It's
you seem to know more about this than I do. I steer a boat. I don't deal with ancient deities.
the entity's name is Panaki. It's some sort of pain god. Worshipped long ago. Don't even. The only people that worship it now are fanatics, cultists. Some don't even believe it to be an actual deity, but some sort of creature.
Okay, so the issue is it can make us want to cut our faces off. Is that it? What are we dealing with here?
From what I know, whatever it is, it's capable of manipulating your mind, turning you against your friends, turning you against your family.
Oh, alright. So that seems a little bit out of my area of expertise. So if we do a little rescue mission.
There's a moment where your stomach just kind of drops as you see a flare launching from the inside of the fort.
Fuck. Alright. This sounds like a suicide mission at this point, if it's able to take control of our
hear
minds.
the Fathom's grasp way up ahead, and you see the flare as well. as Barry starts screaming fire, and you already see cannons being launched into the fort.
Oh boy. Oh.
You notice that Hakan looks towards you.
Captain, orders.
Oh my god.
You gonna start firing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're already firing.
Yes.
I guess. Then, yeah, I guess everyone might as well fucking fire since we're doing whatever we want.
I'll fire.
You gonna start firing? All right.
That was the plan. I'm only following orders over here, okay?
I hate being a captain. Someone else do it.
No.
Make fun of the captain.
All right.
You notice that Hakan looks towards you.
There's one thing that I know about suicide missions.
You know, says Hakan grabs you by your shoulder.
What are you talking? Get your hand off me!
They never go as planned.
No, 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 no! Put me down right now, you giant fucking lizard!
And as you begin to fly up into the air, you see yourself
Oh,
begin
why?
to ascend up to the ramparts. And as you're flying, you hear the sound of cannonballs
Oh my god.
crashing into the fortress walls. As you come over and you witness the inside of the fort, there is a relatively large arena-like pit that has been cleared out, essentially, within this fort. You can see that there's large bonfires, bodies stacked upon bodies. You can see the strings and spikes with humans' bodies being strung up. Most importantly, though, ahead on the gallows of the fort, there is a massive effigy, a rather strange-looking humanoid-like figure with large spikes and stakes hammered into it, almost making it look like a pinhead doll, covered from head to toe. As soon as you make your way up to the ramparts, you notice Hakan makes a quick dive down as you feel your stomach go up into your stomach as he begins to. And the moment he touches ground, you see him land, and as he sets you across, he looks towards you.
All right.
Hakan, why? Why did you do this? I can't believe you've done this.
We need to get Kaz out of here.
What the fuck do you want me to do?
We're gonna fight and
Two
save
of
our
us?
friends.
2 of us?
I'm looking around. How many people are there that I can see immediately?
What you can see is it does appear to be a rather large crowd of pirates. However, their attention is currently focused more towards the center. As you can see, all the pirates converging on 3 individuals. You can see Kaz, Babak, and Petra are now clearly visible, and their forms are, their disguises are gone. You can see that Petra is currently blasting individuals with magic, as Babak and Kaz are fending off attackers with melee. Hakan looks towards you.
I can bring more people into the fight.
We're just gonna scoop him up like a fucking giant bird and drop him here? Without
Yes.
telling them? God, Jesus.
Alright, how close are all the people surrounding Kaz and all them?
They range from about 10 feet to about 20 feet away from them.
Okay. I'm gonna start blasting.
Okay.
Let's see
You
if I
notice
hit
that
anything
Hakan takes off. And shortly you watch as he lands onto the deck. You notice he grabs Falner. You watch as he takes off into the air.
Don't look down.
Oh, what? I'll look down.
As you look down, you just see the depths of the sea below you. As you notice that he makes his way over to the slice and dice. And as he lands, you see him holding Fulner in his hand like a grocery bag. As he makes his way over to Lavende, grabs onto Lavende.
Hold on.
And Mary goes, just like, oh sure, I'll just fire the fucking cannons by myself!
I'm supposed to help him fire the can. What are you doing?
No need, Jez needs help.
Hakan is single-handedly turning this into a fucking clusterfuck.
Alright,
And
so
you watch as he brings you both over, and as you land, you guys drop down next to Jez, who is currently just blasted a Eldritch Blast. I'm assuming you were going to blast into the crowd.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll.
It'll just blast.
23 to hit.
Okay, I'll roll damage.
1d10. So 6.
6 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you have Agonizing Blast? Doesn't that add your Charisma modifier to it?
That's what it added.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
+4. Yeah,
Okay.
that's already added. It's only a d10. And I got one more of them bad boys and then pop off.
Alright.
Let's see if I hit anything.
We're going to go ahead and roll for initiative now.
No, I have one more.
I have one more, sir.
Please, son.
I got the unnatural 20.
19. 29.
29, wow. Volner.
Yes. It's hot. Oh, just a moment. It's loading. It's 21.
Okay, so Jez, Volner, and Lavende. You notice that as soon as this happens, you see Hakan take off into the air, and you watch as he lands up onto the ramparts of the fortress. You see him take one of the cannons and begin to turn it, and then point it towards the center of the actual pit of the fortress. Okay, so up first is Jez. What would you like to do?
I'm going to blast again. There we go. Oh god, that's a 7, thank god. Oh my god, that was a 1. I said, not today, Satan. Okay. So that is... What is happening with my D&D Beyond? Okay. That is a 15.
15. Okay, it's going to be a hit.
Alright. 8 damage. And then I'm going to do another one.
Okay,
And so 19.
that's a hit.
And that'll be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. Now your turn.
That's my turn.
You watch as Jez continues pulling, summoning Eldritch Blast as pirates begin to turn and look towards you. As soon as you do, you watch as their eyes are completely red. They have no whites, you don't see any pupils, it's straight blood red. Not bright, not glowing, but like liquid blood pouring out of their eyes, dripping down their face. You see as they look towards you, they almost have this malicious, primal, rage-induced frenzy on their face as they turn towards Jez and run towards her as she blasts 2 of them directly into the chest. You watch as their chest cavity blows holes through their chest and out of their back as they fall down dead. Fulner.
How far away are they from us exactly?
They're probably about, at this point, say 10 feet.
Wonderful. Alright. I will use Agonizer Scorcher, 2nd level. It goes 30 feet, and it's a dex save.
Okay. 1 roll. This is considered a mob unit, so basically it is multiple pirates, but it's acting as one creature. Otherwise, you guys would have 20 turns going against you.
Yeah, that would be
That'd be
not fun.
That'd be yikes.
That would be game over.
No, because I use the. Go ahead.
Oh, the dex save was 17. Though.
They did not succeed. Okay.
So it's 3d8 of fire damage. 7 damage.
7 damage. You watch as Falner brings his hand up and you see this plume of fire, almost flamethrower-like effect, rip through the group as pirates get engulfed in the flame and fall over. Almost some of them still ablaze as they're walking forward before they stumble and hit the ground. Is that your turn?
Bonus action, take out Skullbreaker, and I will walk just a little bit ahead of everyone, just so that if they get to us, I'm the first person they get to.
Okay. So,
Alright. And I'm going to bring out my staff and like hit it on the ground and use Wall of Thorns.
Wall of Thorns?
Yeah. I'm going to do the version where it's 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 5 feet thick. So, because I don't want to, because it can go 60 feet wide. I don't want that, so we can get around it. But,
Okay. But you just want a 20-foot high
pretty much, yeah.
wall of thorns?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a dex save of 17 if it.
Okay. They did not succeed.
I'm going to use this dice roller on here. That is 27 points of damage. Because that's a 78 I have to roll. That's
Alright.
a lot.
You watch as the other pirates, as they move around the flames that just engulfed some of their crew members, you watch as they begin to run. One of them stops as he looks down, and you watch as this root pierced up through his foot, then back through his leg, and like a sewing needle, before it rips out of his mouth. As you see this root begin to overgrowth, and thorns and briar begin to spread and rip through groups of pirates as their bodies are raised off the ground. Your
What the
turn?
fuck, man?
Relax.
Here's some for the rest of us.
Yeah, that is my turn.
You notice that at this point, other pirates now move around the wall, moving with a complete blood-like frenzy. They move up and they rush and they attack. So this is going to work kind of like a mob mechanic. So when it's attacking, it is hitting all of you because all of you are within its attack range.
Okay. So it's rolling against all of our AC.
Yeah. And it gets to attack 3 times. Okay, those are gonna miss. So I'm not gonna say that. Okay, that one's decent. That's a 24.
That hits.
Alright, so I think everybody.
Yes. Everyone on Earth, including me. He can count in his head. He doesn't have to use his fingers.
Okay, so that'll be 22
Wow.
points of damage
What? Fuck.
as the pirates make their way up onto you. They quickly begin to try to swarm and outnumber you. You feel blows, blades slash against your armor as pummels come raining down. You actually, Falner, you feel as one individual comes up and straight up almost tries to Spartan kick you down to the ground. This is back to Justice turn.
How many are around me right now?
Say you've definitely taken out a good portion of them.
Okay.
You could give me a perception check to try to do a quick scan of the battle.
I mean, like, immediately close to me, because
Oh, yeah.
I'm picturing we were on top of something firing down at stuff. Or is
No,
that
you guys
how
are
it
you
is?
guys are down in the pit with them. You guys just came from behind them.
This motherfucker dropped me straight in.
He dropped you on the flank of Kaz and the rest of them.
Oh my god, alright, cool. Love this for me. I'm with some of my Hexblade. Amazing. This is amazing, man.
So you watch as that hex blade summons within Jez's hands. I'm waiting for her to do it. Waiting for her to fucking use it.
The ice thing? They're too close to me.
It does damage to everything near you.
Yeah, it explodes and does damage to everyone in that vicinity. So I don't think I should do that. Within 5 feet? Or any of my team within 5 feet?
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yes.
doing that. I can't believe you want me to do that.
Of course the DM wants you to do that.
Alright,
Kill your teammates.
I'm just gonna swing on the one nearest to me.
Okay.
14, 15, 23.
That's it.
Alright. And that is 7 damage. It's 1d6 plus 2 for damage on this thing.
No, that's
That's what it says. It says under Soul Drinker, 1d6 plus 2.
should have +9 because it uses finesse, so it should
Plus
be
9 is the bonus to
yeah.
attack.
That's also for
Oh,
damage.
and damage.
Yep.
So, what'd I say? 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay, that sounds more accurate.
I didn't know there was a +1. I heard it was 6.
7, I rolled a 5, it's plus 2, and then plus 9.
Okay, as the pirates that just came up and swarmed on you, as Jez summons her hexblade, you watch as one by one she begins to just slice and cut them down. As she does, you actually watch as this blade rips through them, and for a split moment you can actually see as the blade cuts through them, you see a portion of their soul kind of rip through it, and you watch as the blade takes a portion of it with each strike. Oh,
Problem? Is that unethical or
is
something?
that your turn?
That was my action, right?
Yep,
My
yep,
only
oh,
action?
you have a bonus action.
Oh, then can I do it again?
Uh,
Oh wait, no, that would be disengaged and all that stuff, right?
But you can, I believe you can use cantrip. You can use your Eldritch Blast as bonus action.
It's very close. They're very close to me to use that, I feel like.
Well, I mean, there's
It's a big ball of fire, essentially.
it is a target shot though. It's not like a fireball.
It's like a
Oh, yeah,
shotgun.
there's not like an area effect.
Yeah.
But it says the range / area is 120 feet.
Yeah, that's
Where you can shoot it.
where you
How
can
far
shoot
you
it.
can shoot?
So there's no like.
Yeah, it's not gonna do a radius explosion.
Okay. I guess I'll pop one off then.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit.
I feel like this is a trap.
Just
You tried trapping me earlier. So that's 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 to hit.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
And that's 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Wow.
That's with
Is that a whole
that's with the
9?
charisma on it.
Yes, that's with charisma because it's only a d10. I rolled a 5.
Okay. You watch as Jez continuing her onslaught with her blade, slicing through pirate after pirate. You actually watch as one seems to jump down from the up above rampart. As it jumps down, you watch as it lands on its feet. It looks at Jez like, ha 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 ha. And you see Jez just raise her hand. Uh-oh. You watch as his head just blow off. Balner, your turn.
How many are all around us?
A lot. It's a mob. It's not a specific number. Basically, imagine yourself being swarmed by pirates.
try not to get stabbed like I did.
Over 10. There's over 10. Let's just say that if that helps. I know a lot doesn't really help.
I will actually use Giant's Might.
Giant's Might.
I can use that 4 times. Alright. Yeah, I like to use Giant's Might.
Okay.
So to become large. And then yeah, that's the bonus action. And then action. No. Yeah, with action I'll just swing. I'm not becoming giant. Right. I'm just becoming large.
Okay. Yeah, so you grow to a large size, which would still make you probably close to 10 feet tall. So you do watch as Fallner begins to swell up in size, almost like Juggernaut. You see him raise up to about 10 feet tall with his weapon and his armor and everything growing with him, he unsheaths his blade and goes to swing on the pirates.
I do, and I'm going to use Great Weapon Master. Let's see how this works.
Okay.
Brand new to it, you know. So it's -5, and I
plus 10 to it. The damage.
think it's on advantage.
No.
No, only strength checks and saving throws.
Do you need to do the math first?
All right, so it's 20.
Use your
not
fingers.
20
unnatural
damage?
20. Well, because there's a -5, but then I have a +6. So.
20 damage or 20 to hit?
20 to hit.
hit. Yeah, it's a hit.
And then that would be 6 plus 6. No, plus 10. No, plus 14. 6
You gotta get your giant grandpa D6. Having a hard time reading the little numbers?
It's just the ones that are ready to me, okay?
Jesus Christ.
Stop it. Plus 60 plus
Holy
30.
fuck, man.
30 damage.
30 damage. How do you want to finish the last one off?
Aww. Rip him in half, you're giant.
I'm just cleaving. Like
Right.
from the last one, I'll do from shoulder down to just cleaving.
You watch as the pirates turning and make their way as Jez just slaughtered a handful of pirates that attacked her, and literally Lavende's roots almost doing all the work for him, never even drawing his bow yet. You watch as one of the pirates looks towards him and goes like, "He can't lift that!" And you watch as Falner begins to grow in size, and as he takes Scarbreaker, he drops it into the sand, and you watch as he lines his shoulders and cocks his hips, and you watch as they move and charge towards him. You hear the sound of the blade dragging and ripping through the sand as a line of sand and gravel and dust fly up with such force and speed it actually rips flesh off as they charge through, and you hear this disembodied voice, "Mongraki!" as you hear the giant word for annihilate rip through the air, and you watch as the pure force of it rips through the first line of pirates, and like a wind scar, you watch as the blade almost pushes through and rips through the next two lines of pirates as their bodies just fall and dismember onto the blood and onto the sand. You do not see any more pirates approaching you, and what you look ahead is you can see that Kaz, Petra, and Babak have just finished slaughtering through the last of theirs as well.
Bro, next time just use Iron Reaver Soul Stealer, dude. Don't even gotta go weapon out. Just gotta go.
Or blades of blood, bruh.
Backlash wave.
Or adamant barrage. Oh, he has so many moves.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You notice that as soon as this happens, you hear Hakan shout down from you.
Jez, give me some time. I need to load this cannon.
For what?
I need to take out that.
As he points towards this giant effigy. And it is pretty massive. It's probably about the size of, I'd say, 20 feet.
And why are we taking out the giant creepy statue? Why are we focusing on that right now?
Because it is evil.
What's it look like it's made out of?
Looks like it's made of wood, possibly, but it's covered in those iron spikes and those iron nails It's completely, from, like I said, head to toe. There's not really an open spot. It's very unnerving looking. And of course, this, just like the one that Lavene ran into earlier, is covered in what looks like human remains. And as you all stare at it, could I please get a wisdom save?
No.
Lavene, you'll get advantage now that you've looked at it twice.
That is 19.
Oh my god.
That's 14 for me.
Yes.
What'd you get? Natural 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have nothing in wisdom.
I have -1 in wisdom.
Oh.
You
Imagine
watch
she got a 0.
My wisdom is +1.
as Jez looks towards the effigy, and as you see it, you kind of watch as Jez sort of zones out. You see her eyes begin to fill with blood. And you watch as the blood begins to drip down her face.
Ah, my true form.
Jez,
Yes.
you hear a voice beginning to almost pass through you. All you hear
Make them suffer.
and you look towards Falner, Lavende, and Hakan, and you watch as their face morphs and shifts into Shiv.
Oh. Oh no.
And as you see them all, hello, love. You want to know what your father said when I gutted him? You traveled all this way? Come on. Kill me. I know you want to. At this point, you really want to kill all the Shivs. Every Shiv.
Oh god.
Put down this one first. Excuse you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. You kill me in one hit, so.
Okay. I'm gonna look over towards Lavende. I'm gonna bring my hand up.
Do I see this?
Yes.
I'm gonna start charging up an Eldritch Blast.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna get ready to chuck it towards Lavende. The one time I roll well. Alright, that is a 16, that's 18, that's a 26.
That hits.
As soon as I see it hit or coming at him, I'll touch the rune on my blade to use Cloud Rune
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
to redirect it at me.
Oh, okay. Yep. So you watch as Jez raises her hand up and you see her eyes dripping with that blood. She lets out an eldritch blast towards Lavende. You see her face covered in malice. Falner quickly reacting. You watch as his hand runs across his blade. You see the magic, almost like a magnet. You see that eldritch blast whip towards you and it hits Falner in the chest.
How much damage?
7.
It's 11 damage.
11.
As soon as this happens, you see, Hakan, god damn it. You see him as he fires a cannon blast towards this effigy. You watch as it strikes against it. You see the stakes and nails begin to shake and rattle as this effigy crushes down onto the ground. You see dust plume up from the sand and dirt. As soon as this happens, you look towards Shiv that you just blasted at the chest. As you went to hit one, it redirected and hit another one. And you watch as their forms begin to quickly shake back to, you see Falner and Lavende standing in front of you, shocked and confused.
What? Are you out of your mind?
I don't know what, I don't...
It's the damn effigy! Burn it! Now!
I'm going to not because I've already seen something like that happen. I'm going to touch my quiver and use flame arrow
Okay.
and like start firing arrows at it to set
Sure.
it off.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I got to remember what the damage. I just got flame arrow, so
Did I hit you?
Oh, well,
just 1d6.
yeah.
You see a smoldering blast in his chest armor.
I'm fine. It's just,
It's smoking.
um, you were about to hit Lavender, but I took the hit.
You all turned into
16.
Shiv.
16.
16. You watch as
Gross.
Lavende begins
Yeah.
to fire flame arrows. You see the effigy begin to catch on fire.
That's not what I thought it would do. When Marigold saw it, he tried to cut his own face off. So.
Hear a voice begin to echo out. As you look up towards the rampart, you see that bald figure, shaved eyebrows, crooked smile. You see him wielding this rather, it's almost more of a kukri than it is a machete. But it has this really almost nasty barbed hook on the top of the blade. Clearly meant for separating muscle, tissue. You know he loves it when you cause him pain. You killed all my men. You watch as he jumps from about 20 feet off the rampart. You watch as he lands on the ground. Now, I'm gonna want replacements.
I'm glad to see you as nasty as ever.
Hello, Jez. Shame we didn't get to have too much company before all this dealing with Calypso. But let me promise you something. I want his head just as bad as you.
Do you now?
I think the Strand could use a nice trim. I'm the man who could do it. So, what do you say? Join me and the Celadon Rippers.
Looks like it's just you, mate. I haven't seen the other Rippers. Also, is that the same speech you gave to Barbosa? I wonder. Don't want to end up like him now, do I?
You notice he looks down and pulls Barbosa's head off of his belt. I thought he was a very trusting person. I guess not. As you watch his head roll into the sand.
Does he have anything on like his hair or anything like that? Like
See, he
beads
has
or-
eyebrow piercings.
I'm gonna stop the head with my foot. I'm gonna reach down and rip one out and put it in my pocket.
Thanks
Well
for the
then.
gift.
I guess it's just me then. Come on. Who wants to make the first move? You notice that Petrick. Oh, fuck this guy. And you watch as lightning flies out of her hand. You watch as it strikes his body. You see the scorch marks shoot up through his body as you see him As his body begins to be electrocuted, she stops the spell, and you see him onto his knees. And you see his body just a smoldering pile
A smoldering pile?
of flesh, like his body. He's just smoldering. He clearly looks dead.
Alright, let's tie him up quick. I don't trust this. Anyone have rope?
I don't have rope. I don't carry rope on me.
Actually, I think I have rope.
I think I do too.
I try to be as light as I can be.
Yeah, I have rope. I'll go ahead and I'll start tying him up as much as possible.
Okay.
They're just all over the place.
As you start tying him up from ankle up to his shoulders, you can see it. You don't see a heartbeat. He looks dead.
Okay, alright, great. Still tying him up.
And as you completely tie him up, you notice that Petra like makes his way up. Like, what are you all doing? He's dead.
I'm sorry, did you not see him jump from like 20 fucking feet towards us? Also, he's very fucking insane. I don't know what he's been dabbling with, if anything. I'd rather be safe than sorry at this point.
You notice that he's laying on his side at the moment. You have got him tied from his ankles up to his shoulders, and you watch as his head goes completely flips around towards all of you.
Yeah, there it is.
And you watch as his face begins to, as his neck begins to grow, almost like the centipede from The Thing. You watch as it, like a Lost Plagueis parasite, bursts out. You watch his bones begin to split and crack out like spider centipede legs. And you watch as his body begins to morph and contort. And you see the flaming effigy. You watch as it stands back up, completely ablaze. And you watch as the spikes begin to... You watch as it begins to impale his body and his form before he becomes completely covered in this spiked, almost metal armor. And as he... I am pain. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Holy
We're really about to fight an armored centipede man? Really, dude?
First last game, you have her drink dip. And now you're throwing her worse.
What did I do?
I gotta dish out the pain equally to everybody, okay?
What have I done?
All right. You know how much.
Also,
you
you had Marigold right, you stupid bitch. I feel like that was a personal attack. This is all personal.
I actually took. I'm not gonna lie. I took inspiration from Mollywalk on that one. That was my little hat tip to Mollywalk and not with the.
Thanks. I hated it.
Thanks. I hated it. Thank you all for joining us on our 50th episode. Man, it has been fun, and I'm really looking forward to this boss fight next time.
I'm not.
I know.
I know exactly what I'm doing first.
You guys aren't aware, Jaden hates centipedes.
I hate
But
centipedes.
I think Chad probably enjoyed every minute of that body horror there.
So, we will be back tomorrow with Hellgate as we do our episode 3. And we only have 2 more episodes of that after that. So, there's only going to be 5 episodes of the Hellgate playtest. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what, you guys have helped me so much with that. It has been a real eye-opener. This will be the final playtest, or this will be the final edit before I release the playable beta for all of you. And I think that the playable beta, there'll be minor changes after that, but as far as the core mechanics go, that will be completed and done. So very excited for that.
How many more episodes of Hellgate do we have left?
2 after tomorrow.
2.
So we have 3 altogether.
Okay. We got 3 more Mondays of Hellgate content.
3 more Mondays, and then after that, you guys are getting 2 episodes of Vampire 3.5 with me being at the hell, which is a terrifying thought. So
You're gonna do really well.
everyone, thank you all for joining us tonight. Please be safe, and as always, remember to always embrace the dark.